Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I hope you will enjoy our class. So we are going to discuss on law of indices, law of logarithm. Please, I'm sorry, laws of what? Logarithm. So so please, if A, B, and C are real numbers, but provided that in this equation A is equal to B to the power of C. So, and the B here is what is greater than 1, not less than 1. So, the power that is the C, as in this bar, as in the C, is called, that is equivalent to the log of the number A here to base B in this case. So now, for example, let's assume we have another example like here. We have x to the power of n, example equals to what? Y. This means that our y here is our number code. X is our base, n is our power. Following the same statement, you can say that our power, that is our n in this case, is equal to the logarithm of the number y base x. So this is how we form what? We form a logarithm equation. So, after this, there are some rules that were normally used to solve logarithm equations. The like of product rule, subtraction, the law of product rule, quotient rule, zero rule, all so. Now, for example, the first rule, for example, we are talking about log. For example, A here base B plus, for example, log B base B. This is what we call, from here, this rule is known as the what? As the it's known as the what? Product rule. So from here, this rule goes on to say that this can be equals to what? Log. Since they have the same base, we take only one here, A times B. Then the second rule is known as what? As the quotient rule. The quotient rule. This rule implies that when we have something like this, log A base B minus sign, please take note of the difference between the two. Here is plus sign, here is negative sign. Log B base B in this case. But this rule is equal to what? We can say that, then we divide. We divide the numbers. We say here it was log A over B base what? Base B. Base B. So now we move on to have another rule here that said that now, for example, we have, for example, B to the power of 0 is equivalent to 1. Again, if you can remember that this is our number code, our power, our base. From here, you can see that here, log is log of our number code, log 1 base B. Go. is equal to what? Our parameter like is what? 0. So please remember that whenever you come across something like this is what the rule implies. Log 1 base b is equal to what? To 0. So now, for example, again, when we have, for example, power rule, for example, here we have log, for example, a to the power of n base b. This is something as we can say this will be multiplied by this. In this case, here we have n to the power log a base b. So now, for example, now again, if we have something like this, for example, log, for example, we have log a base a, or let us use the same b that we have here, log b base b is equal to what? To 1. So from this, we can say that when we have something like this, for example, log b to the power of n power what? Of base b here is sometimes we can say it was the n, just like in this rule, log b base b. Now here we have the n here, log b base b is something as 1. You see that n times 1 equals to what? Equals to n. Equals to what? Another one, here we have, for example, base b. Here we have b to the power of log k base b, which is equivalent to what? To just k. Then we have the final one, we have change of base rule. Instead of, for example, if we have, for example, log, for example, x base b, the rule states that we are going to change the base. Here is often we can see equals log x, for example, base c, or for example, log b base c. You see, we have changed the basis to c. So now I am going to summarize the whole rules in one side. Then I will be solving questions one by one, so that we can identify which rule we are going to use to solve that particular question. So now I'm going to summarize. So this is the summary of all the rules that I have already written. So now I am going to write question, and we are going to use all this rule to solve the question one by one. Now, for example, here, let's assume here we have question 1 here. We have that log, for example, 8 base 2 plus, for example, log 4 base 2. We can solve this question in 2 ways. The first way is that we all know that since here is 2, here is 2, go. We all know that 2 to the power of 3 is 8, and 2 to the power of 2 is equal to what? To 4. Meaning that we can substitute 8 with 2 to the power of 3 and 4 is 2 to the power of 2 here. Meaning here we can see that log, here 2 to the power of 3 as 8 base 2. We have a plus sign here, okay? We have log, here 2 to the power of 2 base 2. So this rule in this case here, this follows which rule here? Check. Here is our rule. This means that this 3 will come here, okay? We have something like this called 3 log what? 2 base 2 plus this 2 will come here, 2 log 2 base 2. So remember that when we have something like this, the same number, log of the same number and the same base, they are all equal to 1. Meaning from here we can say that 3 multiplied by 1. Because log 2 base 2 go, it is all the same. Here log b base b equals to 1 and the same here. Plus here 2 times the same thing here 1. We have 3 times 1, 3 plus what? 2 equals to what? 5. Equals to 5. This is our what? Our answer. We are going to use another way to solve this question now. So now, this rule, as with this question, as you can see here, follow which rule? This rule. Log A base B, log A base B plus sign is between the two logarithms here. So I'm going to use this side to solve this question now. The rule says that we multiply the numbers and carry what? Only one base. From here we have log A times B, meaning 8 times 4 base what? Base 2, which is equivalent to what? Here log 8 times 4 here is what? 32 base 2. Again, remember that 2 to the power of 5 is equal to what? To 32. From here you can see that this is equal to what? Log 2 to the power of 5 because of 32 is 2 to the power of 5 base 2. It follows the same rule, power rule. This will come here. Here we have, this will come to the back. Here we have 5 log 2 base 2. So please remember that when we have the same number and the same base, please remember that it is equivalent to what? To 1. Here we have that 5 times 1 is equal to what? Equal to 5, just like in our previous question.